All right, ladies and gents, today in front of us we have the Artisan Cutlery Archaeo. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yeah, I just hope I'm pronouncing that right. I might be, I might not be. Apologies if I'm not. So let's get into the particulars. We have an overall length of 8.75 inches. We have a blade length of 3.75 inches. So it's a big one, this one. It's not a small knife. We have a blade thickness of 0.14 inches, and the blade material, as you can see here, is M390. So blade material, good to go. Your M390, chemically equivalent to your 20 CV, which is kind of widely regarded as the premier blade steel that's currently being used in the knives today. Of course, we got steel guys out there. Everybody's got a little bit of a different idea of what the best blade steel out there is, but it is not. I don't think I would be stepping out of line to say that the M390 is definitely some of the super steel out there that's being used in blade construction today. We have a weight of 4 ounces on this. So you're not coming in at the ounce an inch as far as the blade goes, but you're coming pretty darn close. It's not a light knife, but it doesn't, I wouldn't classify it as being all that heavy either. So let's do a bit of a blade comparison here. So there's your Benchmade bug out. So you can see it is quite a bit bigger than the bug out. Let's throw, okay, so there's the Super Freak. So I mean, as far as length goes, it's bigger than the Super Freak, and the Super Freak is not a small knife by any stretch of the imagination. So I mean, we're talking like we're almost approaching pocket sword length here. So if we're gonna start throwing terms around like pocket sword, let's get some pocket swords to compare it to. So I've got this one and I've got this one. All right, so ZT0452CF, that is a big knife. By no means is the 0452CF a small knife, and as you can see, the Archaeo is not much smaller than it. And now for the, at least in my collection, the ultimate pocket sword, the Extreme Ratio Dark Talon. Now that is a pocket sword. Cold Steel has got some things out there that would make that look like something you would pick your teeth with. However, the Extreme Ratio Dark Talon is not a small knife. That will scare the villagers if you pull it out. Amongst people who are afraid of just about anything. This will send them terrified, running off into the woods, begging for you to leave them alone and not kill them. However, this, not a small knife at all. So let's get into the workings of it and whether or not I think it's a good knife. I believe that it is. It does have some drawbacks. It's got some pluses. It's got some minuses. We'll get into that. First off, super sharp. Wow, did this thing ever come sharp. I gotta say, Artisan Cutlery, whoever you've got sharpening your blades, give them a raise. They've earned themselves a hero cookie. This thing came razor sharp. The tip on this thing, wow, that just glides into things. It is extremely sharp tip, extremely sharp blade. Good to go there. The action on it, wow. It's drop shut. It's drop shut. See if I can. Yeah, that's just, and the action is just super slick. It's one of the best action knives that I have, and I've got a couple that have got some pretty darn good action on them. The carbon fiber inlay. There's a bit of a lip to it that you can feel around the edges. So I mean, it's not the fit and finish on this is definitely high quality. It's definitely up there. And I do like the marbled carbon fiber there, which is a really nice look. The pocket clip is a little thin. However, I gotta say, the good ramp on it, and it's milled titanium, it is good to go as far as sliding in and out of the pocket. I thought it would be, just because looking at it, I thought it would be a lot harder to get in and out of the pocket. I thought I'd be kind of jabbing it in there to try and get it into the pocket, but that's not the case at all. It's actually quite nice to get in and out of the pocket. Man, that's some good action on that knife. Really liking that. What else do we got here? The blade thickness, it's a little thick. It's got a thick blade, and as far as the grind goes, it's kind of it's slicey, it's thin behind the edge. However, if you're trying to push it through an apple, it will cut for the first little bit, and then it is going to bust your apple apart. It wedges out, it gets out to its full thickness. As you can see here, it gets out to the full thickness of the blade rather quickly. So it starts with a cut and ends with a wedge apart type motion. If you're dealing with something like an apple, it's not ideal. There are better knives out there that are a little slicier. What else do we have here? Lockup is good. You're not going to be complaining about any kind of lockup deals there. As you can see, the lockup is coming in right around 50%, maybe a little bit less than 50%. We got no blade wiggle whatsoever. Drop shut, it's running on bearings. Some of the gripes that I have, yeah, I was not able to, or I have been unable as of yet, because I don't have a soldering iron in my arsenal yet. It's on the things I got to get list. It appears that they use some red Loctite here on the handle screws, which I don't like red Loctite. Satan's blood. It is not fun. I don't like it. Please stop using the red Loctite. It's just a pain. As far as the ergos go, depending on your hand, this little section here, 3 fingers in there beautifully, and your pinky just kind of comes to rest back here. So the ergos, the jimping up on the spine here, they're all good to go. It's really comfortable in the hand. It kind of locks in there nicely. Even with the smooth texture of the knife, I gotta say that's not going anywhere. That's in there. Not unpleasant ergos up front here. That's really nice. Liking that. The action is just perfect. A little bit of jimping on the flipper tab here. So that's kind of nice. I haven't slipped off the flipper tab once, and it's deployed reliably each and every time. As you can see, it's just pretty. The action on it is really nice. The geometry is nice. It's a nice looking knife. It's got nice lines to it. I gotta say, Artisan Cutlery, you've done a nice job with this knife. I carry it a fair amount, and yeah, if you're wondering about Artisan Cutlery, they do have some lower end knives, and they've got some middle of the road knives, and they've got some high end knives, and I gotta say, I really like that. I really like that a lot. So you can get this iteration, you can get this this model of knife in many different iterations. They've got a wide selection of colors. They've got a wide selection of qualities, for anywhere from like $50 up to this one, which is going to cost you about 250 US. But I got to say, for the titanium frame, the M390 steel, and the attention to detail as far as action goes, and the fit and finish, It's nice. It's definitely worth what they're charging. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this review of the Artisan Cutlery Archaeo, and have yourself a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.